It's fine.
It's better now, mind you. I think it actually looked better when it was blurry, to be honest.
Okay. Thanks for Bruce for recording this. Mr. Foss, or Minister Foss, is responsible for the civil aviation and the new drone flying situation. Is that correct, Bruce?
He is the Minister of Transport, yeah.
Is that, yeah, and who's the Associate Minister of Transport? Or is Bridges?
I can't remember.
I think Foss is the associate that's done the drone thing, and Bridges is the one that's over the whole transport, and Foss is the associate minister. Straighten the camera.
Oh, sorry, mate.
So my link is to, because Foss is also, Mr. Foss or Minister Foss, you're also doing the repatriation of the dead soldiers overseas. And to me, there's a link between the work that you've done with the flying and also with the lifting of the bodies of the dead soldiers and bringing them. And I appreciate that it's an emotive situation, but both of them are, if you like, exhuming them from the ground and moving them. So my point is, there's some changes that we would like to see here in New Zealand with regards to the drones and the way it is, and I'd like to suggest some changes to the rules. So basically, drones fly below 400 feet, and that's a simple rule, which is 120 metres.
It's not a change, it's a stand. It's already the rule, isn't it, Roddy? It's a good rule. It's a good rule.
Just to make it clear. Yeah. So, Mr. Foss, the other one is must not pose a danger to personal property. It's really simple when you're trying to educate a kid on, the things, and you talk to them and you say to the kid, okay, what is danger to a personal property? And they'll say, oh, Dad, if I crash it into a person's car, yes, that'll, or if I hit my sister with the thing, it'll hurt her. So it's very easy to explain that. So that's the second one of 4. The other one is not within 2 k's of an uncontrolled airfield. And my understanding is, as the plane comes in, it's only outside 2 k's that it goes below the 400. So it's at the moment 4 k's, but it just raises the level of security for full-size aircraft to know that drones do have access and they do have a right to fly in New Zealand, and just to bone up with the other air users so that they're courteous to and encouraging of the drone flyers. And the last one is must be able to detect the approach of any aircraft that may come within 1 kilometre of the model. Now, if someone's wearing their goggles and they're flying FPV, one of the things, because the FPV model's away, one of the things that become very sensitive is your ears. So you're sitting there and you might have a radio which you can hear the aircraft call in on. And so to me, having it so that you can detect using your ears or a beeper or a special thing, there might even be a special box that you can have that amplifies the sound of an aircraft around, so if it's a quiet day you can turn that up. So there's lots of things that we can make it safer for people that are flying drones, and so if there is an aircraft that's approaching, then we can land and we can be safe in that manner. So Mr. Foss, I just ask you to have a look at this drone stuff. Yes, you've done some good work now, but it needs to be revised as it's come out. And I've just been reading through this. Hopefully this has come through your office, and it's got a number of little icons on what can and can't be done. However, those ideas, an expert in the field, Bruce Simpson, has come up with those 4, and I just wanted you to think about those as Minister or Associate Minister of Transport, and then discuss it amongst Cabinet and then come back. We're having some problems here in South Waikato under Louise Upston's in her Taupo electorate with regards to a park that we were allowed to fly our drones in, but according to this, it's got big power lines through it. We want to swap that park, Mataurawa, for Strathmore Park, which has lots of this activity where there's a lot of sheltered trees on lots of sides that will protect the actual. So I'd like you to ring up Mr. Craig Hobbs, is CEO of South Waikato District Council, and Mayor Sinclair, and ask them to put a bylaw. It's due for review after 3 years, at the beginning of the next month, which is it's June now. It's due to be revised, and just ring them up and say, look, you know. And it also says down here that a number of the councils, the owners of many local parks, and the local is the local council, and it says here that some councils have given blanket consent for people to fly their aircraft over these parks. And check with yours. And so I'd like the minister to come out and at least have some place that these kids can fly. So yeah, that's what I would ask, because to me, if you learn how to fly radio control, then what then happens is that you can then enter the industry, which is the drone industry, with the FPV and that sort of thing. A 15-year-old kid went into a $1 million competition and he won it. And he worked out that when you're flying, you don't want to be the fastest, because all the good guys crashed, and he was the guy that limped through at the end, and it was the tortoise and the hare situation, slow and steady, and he won 250,000 of that million, becoming first, and he's only 15. So I want to see all our young New Zealand kids learning how to fly in our parks in safe environments, and Foss, you'd be a champion of this, and get it right. So that's my call out to you and the Cabinet, to actually address this issue and get in touch with South Waikato District Council. Thank you very much. Peace. Very good.